Welcome back to episode 3. We are starting today's episode by filling up our vehicle with fuel before heading back to farm. It's a simple task, but keeping our machines fueled and ready is an important part of running a successful farm. Once we're done here, we'll make our way back to the farm and get ready for the next jobs waiting for us. Let's see what today's farming adventure has in store. Here we are. There is still enough building material available. As you can see, I'm trying to pick up this lettuce pallet, but there's not much room to work with here. The space is pretty tight, so I'll need to be careful not to hit anything while lining up the forklift. Let's see if we can get this pallet out without causing any problems. I finally managed to pick up the lettuce pallet. Now I'm carrying it with the front loader attachment and heading over to the selling point. Hopefully, we can get a good price for it and earn some extra money for the farm. Let's deliver it and see what it's worth. I'm earning $1,400 from this delivery, and I'm actually really satisfied with that result. For this kind of job, that's a solid payout, and it definitely helps us keep the farm running smoothly. Every bit of income counts, so I'm happy with how this turned out. I'm parking the front loader attachment and wrapping things up for now. It feels like we've finished everything we needed to do, so there's not really much left to work on this month. We'll take a break for now and come back when there are new jobs waiting on the farm. I'm switching the front weight over and getting everything properly set up before finishing up. Once that's done, I'll park the tractor and leave it ready for the next use. That should wrap things up for now, so we can call it day on the farm. Before wrapping up for today, I'm making one last check around the holiday house in the farm. Since this is a pre-built place in the game, I just want to make sure everything around it is still fine and nothing needs attention nearby. After that, I'll leave it for now and come back when there are more tasks waiting for us. A new day has started on the farm. The sun is up again, and it's time to see what jobs are waiting for us today. Let's get back to work and continue building up our farm step by step. Right now, there don't seem to be any good contracts or jobs we're taking on. I'm checking the contracts menu, but nothing really fits what we need at the moment. So for now, we'll hold off and wait until better opportunities show up on the farm. I'm walking past the pallets for now, but I'll deal with them later. First, we need to head out and buy some new material for our holiday house on the farm. That's the main priority right now. So we'll come back to the pallets once we've taken care of the shopping and everything else is sorted. I'm switching the front weight to the rear so I can attach the front loader. It's a quick setup change, but important for keeping the tractor balanced and ready for the next jobs on the farm. Once everything is fitted properly, we can continue working without any issues. I realize I forgot to check the available field plots. We're actually looking to buy some farmland, and there might be some good fields on the market that we can afford or even negotiate into a good deal. So before we move on, I'm going to take a closer look at the field prices and see what fits our plan. I'm looking through the available fields, but nothing really stands out at first. Some of them already have crops growing, which we don't really need right now, and others just don't fit what we're looking for. After checking a few options, I finally come across Field 5. It's completely empty, ready to work with, and even better, it's right next to our farm. That makes it the perfect choice for our next expansion. I'm taking out a loan so I can buy the field. It's a bit of a risk, but it's the only way to move forward right now. Once the money is in place, I can secure Field 5 and continue expanding the farm step by step. I'm starting to negotiate the price for the field. I'm trying to get a slightly better deal before I buy Field 5, so we don't spend more money than necessary. Let's see what kind of price we can work out here. I managed to get the price down to $93,000. That's actually a pretty good deal for Field 5, especially considering its location right next to our farm. I'm taking one last look at the available fields, just to make sure there isn't a better option out there. But it looks like nothing else is currently up for sale. So Field 5 really ends up being our best and only real choice for expansion right now. I'm using a mod called Field Market that adds a more realistic land system with negotiations when buying and selling fields. Instead of fixed prices, I can make offers and try to adjust a deal before purchasing. Some areas are also marked in red right now, meaning they can't be bought at the moment. So I can only choose from the fields that are actually available on the market. I realize I've taken a bit too much credit for Field 5, so I'm paying back the remaining loan now to keep everything under control. It's important to stay financially stable on the farm, even when we're expanding. So I'm clearing the extra debt before moving on with the next jobs. I'm loading up the pallets to sell them using my John Deere 7080. It's an older tractor, but in real life it's known for being reliable and strong for its age, especially for smaller to medium farm work. It's not the fastest machine out there, but it gets a job done without any issues. I'm heading over to the selling point now to turn this load into some extra money for farm. I accidentally drive a bit too far here, just around 10 meters or so, while I'm on my way. Nothing major. I just correct my line and keep going. Let's get back on track and continue with what we're doing on the farm. I'm earning $620 for the strawberry pallet. It's a decent payout for a quick delivery like this, and it helps us slowly build up more money for the farm. Every sale like this counts when we're working towards expanding everything step by step. Now I'm heading over to pick up the tomato pallet. It's another quick job, but every delivery helps us bring in a bit more money for the farm. I'll load it up and get it ready for transport to the selling point. I'm starting to get the hang of loading pallets now. It's still a bit tricky sometimes to line everything up properly, but it's getting smoother with every try. I'm definitely improving at handling the front loader and getting these jobs done more efficiently on the farm. Now I've only got the tomato pallet left to sell. I'll load it up and I am take it over to the selling point to finish this round of deliveries. Let's see how much extra money we can get from it and wrap things up on this job. Now I've only got the tomato pallet left to sell. I'm still having a bit of trouble with unloading sometimes, so let's hope I don't make a mess of it again. I'll try to line everything up properly this time and get it sold without any funny mistakes at the selling point. I actually managed to get it done this time. The tomato pallet is finally sold, and honestly, it's a small victory for me because unloading still isn't exactly my strongest skill. But hey, no pallet falling over, no chaos at the selling point. So I'll take that as a win. I'm back at the farm, and I'm detaching the front loader from the tractor. Time to put everything back into its normal setup and get the machine ready for whatever comes next. That should wrap things up for this task here on the yard. I'm walking back from the barn over to the small cabin where I live on the farm. It's been a busy day with all the pallet work and field decisions, so it's nice to just take a quiet walk and head home for a bit. Before wrapping up, I'm checking the used shop and the contracts one more time. There still isn't anything really worth taking on right now, but it's good to keep an eye on it in case a good deal or a useful job pops up for the farm. After waking up, I start my usual routine for a new day on the farm by checking the used shop and the available contracts. It's become a regular habit to see if there are any good deals or useful jobs before getting into the actual work. Sometimes there's nothing worth taking, but it's always worth a quick look to stay on top of things. I've just accepted a new contract for today, which involves field work like weeding or harrowing. It's a simple but important job and a good way to bring in some extra money for the farm. I'll head out to the field now and get started with the work. Before heading out to the contract work, I'm first doing a quick check at my holiday house on the farm and making sure everything is still in order there. After that, I'll go and buy some materials we still need for it, so we can slowly keep improving the place. Once that's done, I'll move on to the field job and start the contract work. If I can find the hoe attachment, I can actually start this field job, assuming it didn't magically disappear again like equipment tends to do on this farm. I'm looking around for it now, because without it, I'm basically just standing in the field doing nothing. I finally find the hoe attachment. Of course, it was exactly where I didn't look first. At this point, I'm pretty sure my equipment just enjoys hiding from me. Anyway, I've got it now, so I can finally start the field work before I lose something else in the way. hoe attached, I can immediately feel the weight shifting a bit too much to the back of the tractor. It's not unmanageable, but I definitely need to be careful while driving and maybe adjust my setup if it gets worse. For now, I'll take it slow and head out to the field to start the work. Alright, let's get started on the contract field. I'm heading over to the mission field now with the hoe attached and ready to go. Time to get this job done and bring in some money for the farm. Now we're starting the time lapse for this field job. I'll get into a steady rhythm and let the work run while we speed things up a bit. Let's see how quickly we can get this contract finished. Alright, we're done here. The field work is finished, so I can start packing everything up and heading back. Another contract completed, and we've made a bit more progress for farm. At the end of this video, I'll show you all the mods I'm using on this setup. That way you can see exactly how the setup works on the farm, and what's making the gameplay a bit more realistic and interesting. One of the mods I'm using is interactive control. I'm still not fully sure how everything works yet, but basically it lets you interact with things like opening and closing doors and other vehicle parts. For some reason, it only really works properly from the outside for me and not from inside of vehicles. I'll have to figure that out a bit more over time. Now I'm heading back to the farm after finishing the job. Time to put the equipment away and get everything sorted before planning what we'll do next. Here we are. All that's left now is parking the John Deere back in the yard and wrapping everything up. Once it's parked, the job is done, and we can call it a successful day on the farm. Now it's time to call it a day and head to bed. The tractor is parked, everything is done on the farm, and I can finally get some rest before a new day starts tomorrow. We only play from around 8 to 8:40 in game, so it's just a short work window each day, especially in winter. There's not a lot going on anyway, and with our small farm there simply isn't a full schedule of jobs all the time. So we just take what we can get, work step by step, and keep slowly building things up. When our farm gets bigger, there will definitely be a lot more to do, and the days will naturally get much longer as well. We'll have more fields, more machines, and probably even night shift to keep everything running. But for now, we're still the early stage, so we're taking it step by step and building everything up slowly. It's already April now, which means the busy season is getting closer. But before we can even think about harvest, we still have to get the crops in the ground first. There's plenty of sowing work ahead of us, so the fields will be keeping us busy long before the combines roll out. But first, I need to move a few things around to get to the seeder. Somehow, every machine I need is always parked behind 3 other machines. I'm starting to think the equipment reorganizes itself at night just to make my life more difficult. Anyway, let's see how many things I have to move before I can actually reach it. Of course, the machine I actually need is the one parked all the way at the back. I need the precision seeder, and somehow it's managed to bury itself behind everything else in the yard. Looks like I'm doing a bit more parking and rearranging before I can get any actual work done. I finally get to precision seeder. This is the Amazon Presea 4500-2C Super, and it's actually a pretty impressive machine. In real life, it's built for very accurate seed placement and can work at surprisingly high speeds while still keeping the space in between the seeds consistent. That's exactly what you want when sowing crops like corn. Anyway, enough talking about the machine. Let's see if I can do as good a job as the seeder can. All that's left now is setting up the GPS and getting everything lined up properly. Once that's done, I can sit back, let the seeder do its thing, and jump straight into the time lapse. That's going to be it for today's episode. We managed to expand the farm, earn some extra money, and get everything ready for the upcoming sowing season. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the progress we made today. Take care, and I'll see you in episode 4.